Can I break par with the help of AI? Today we're going to find out. Before we find out about my new Caddy, make sure that you are a subscriber to the channel, totally free to do. Hit this button down there. Let's join Team Fryer. Let's find out how this Caddy is going to help me. So over the recent months, my game has not been fantastic. There's been all kinds of shots thrown in, duff shots, thin shots, fat shots, and it's not been going so well. Also, one of my main issues is actually having any form of strategy, and that's where my AI Caddy comes in. It's the new My Strategy system from ShotScope. Let me tell you a little bit about it and how it's actually going to help me, hopefully, break par for once. So we're down at the glorious Pooler Golf Resort in Mallorca, on the east coast of Mallorca. So what I've been able to do before actually heading out here to the first tee, I've been able to use the My Strategy feature from ShotScope to actually plan and have a look around the golf course. And what it's been able to do, using all my data over the rounds that I've had previously, it's been able to come up with a strategy to get me round this golf course, because I think a lot of the times courses that I turn up to play, I sometimes haven't seen them. I look at them and I go against my own advice that I give in some of the tip videos. I get onto a par 4 and just think, it's a little long, I'll hit driver. It's got a big face, that'll do. As where here, the first hole that we're playing, I've actually plotted where I could be going. So the first hole here, I've actually got a couple of bunkers down in the fairway, the last one being 260 yards to get over. Now, if I didn't quite catch a driver, I'd potentially fall into that if I got a bit of a necky heely one, and it's quite tight and it bites into the fairway, as where knowing that using a 4-iron for me that's an average of 225 yards, I can actually push this with the wind that we've got, and I've been able to input that into the app today. It'll get me just up towards the start of the bunker and it'll leave me a favourable yardage in, so I'm able to actually look at what the plan says and hopefully then go and follow it. So on this first hole, instead of hitting my driver, there is out of bounds down the right and out of bounds down the left. I know now I can hit this 4-iron and leave it somewhere, hopefully in the fairway. It also gives me my general starting line and shows me my dispersion of the shots that I've played before. So I tend to pull my 4-iron more than anything, so I can aim just inside the traps, and then with the wind, with my tendencies, hopefully I should actually be middle of the fairway, safely aboard and good to have a good show at the green then. Let's see. So the aim is to try and break par with my strategy. Let's see if this will help. 4-iron down there leaves me safe. Well, I got my tendency right because I've just pulled that down the left. Tell you what, there's something in this. There's something in this because we are slap bang in the middle of the fairway. So safely aboard the fairway, which we actually recorded in the red round here, and I hit driver in the bunker slightly off a different tee, but if I would have hit 4-iron, I probably would have been back there and been fine. But good thing as well, the app or the desktop's going to give us how much percentage of fairways are hit, how much percentage of greens are hit, what up and down stats look like. So even looking at these things, it gives you an insight as to where good spots, bad spots are that there are to miss the greens and miss fairways and so on, and more common places. And when you actually see the hole, you'll get an understanding why. So for us here now, we've actually got 140 yards. The wind's whipping down and off the right. I'm going to just try and cut a little 9-iron and hold it up against, keep it under. As where normally I probably would have just bashed a lob wedge. Wow, it's windy. Right, come on. Go on, wind. Well, I think we're on the green, or we're just a tad short. I thought the wind, oh, it's falling back. Bit of delayed spinny on the hill. Pretty good, I was happy with that one. Probably should have looked at the stat of people actually being short 55% and gone a little bit more aggressive. But, you know, I don't listen to my caddy too often. Well, we did actually get up onto the green here. The ball's pitched on and then spun back. That's the problem with really good greens. You will tend to get that spin on them, but hey ho. but you can see missing left, missing long, probably better spots, but hey ho, it's down to me now to get the up and down. This is where I'm losing strokes. I need an AI coach for chipping. I thought I played that well then. Thought downwind, it's going to run. My fault, that one. My fault. Right, come on. This will dig us out of a bit of trouble if we knock this in. I won't be getting a telling off the caddy. Well, that is a sigh of relief because I've not held many putts recently, and that one did well. I should have maybe looked at, even then, the good thing when you've actually got the strategy on, you can put the pin to different locations on the green, and I probably should have looked at what it was to back here, because I've got all these slopes here that the ball's going to come back off, but I was trying to be a bit cute there, if anything. But strategy is, I think, one area, if we get strategy right, that hopefully we see throughout this video, it can save you a load of shots without hitting the ball, you know, massively different. So we're on our second hole now, which is a par 3, 169 yards to the flag today. And the stats, especially for approaches to the green, obviously being a par 3, suggest that a lot of people are missing this green short. And even as I stand here, I had an 8-iron down as my original strategy, because that gets us to 169. But with the wind, it's, I don't know whether it's because we're in this little sort of cove, knowing that the first is here, it should technically be right to left. Actually, I was thinking 7-iron, but now knowing where the wind is, if I change it to a 7-iron, confirm, it's not too dissimilar. We have got yardage to the back. It's 190 to the back. I'm going to change to a 7-iron here than my original strategy, just because of what I'm feeling, and that's the beauty of it. You can midway round just give it a little alter. I can feel more of a 7-iron cutting into here instead of trying to force an 8-iron, and see where we end up. So we chose 7-iron instead of that 8. Just feel with the wind, it's just gusting a bit more than what we actually are feeling. Wow, that's climbing in the wind. Just shy of the bunker. I think that wind is actually more than we think. Well, I think we're right in saying it's windy, and then, like I said, 37 mile/hour gusts, and that was one of them. And I think that's as well a bit that, you know, the app, yes, you can put wind into it, but you've got to gauge things as yourself as well as you're going around. It's not just purely put the stuff in, that's done. You've still got to take into account, how are you feeling, how are you striking it, are the gusts out here, different elevation things, and how's the ball lying as well, because that's obviously going to alter how the ball flies. So we've just got to bear that in mind when we are using it. Right, a bit of a pitch over. This will stop pretty quick, I reckon. I just caught that a tad heavy and just twisted the blade. Not a good pitch. Short game need much work. Oh, just the pace kept that out. It was so close, just needed a little less and it would have broken. It's a bogey. I think that just being caught out by the gusts there, that was all that was, and then a poor pitch, but we carry on, we carry on. So the third hole here, par 4, 357 yards. A stat suggests that a lot of fairway is missed to the left-hand side, and that's because as you stand and view it, it's a dogleg left to right, and anything down the right almost looks dead, but it actually opens up out of there. So when you're on the tee, you're almost forced into going left, and probably the fear gives a little pull to a lot of people, but for us it's saying to hit driver and we'll get past the bunker we can see and then catch a downslope and get closer to the green. So we've just got to trust in that there is that little bit of room up the right hand side and I can hit this fade. The wind's pushing it down that way anyway, so get a good one going down here and we're off to the races. Now that probably is just on the right side of the rough, but I think it's going to be okay. So where we were on the tee, you basically don't see, from where the tree is up on the hill here, you don't see any of that. And before I would have played this, I would have been probably swayed to hit something up to near the bunker up there and leave myself a 9-iron, an 8-iron into a small green, as where using the my shot, my ball's up here and I've got loads of room down here, which I only sort of knew after looking at the strategy. Here now I've obviously, A, I've lost my hat, but B, I've only got a short flick into the green, which makes what off the tee looks hard become a lot easier. This green's actually got a high percentage of 3 putts, or the average putting stat is that 3 putts are taken, and you can see why, in that it's long, it's narrow, and it's got 3 tiers to it. So even when you're looking at that pre-playing, you can almost give yourself an idea that on this hole, it's imperative that you're getting the correct distance to get up onto the right tier. So your second shot, you can be a little bit more in tune as to what you want to do. But luckily there, we were close enough where that wasn't really a major issue. Hopefully we don't fall into the 3-putt stat now though. Just a dirty lip out. Just a dirty lip out. Well, we'll take it. That hole, from when I played it on in the red, I hit 3-wood 6-iron. I've just hit driver flick. Obviously the wind is 40 miles an hour, which helps, but I would have never hit driver down there before, but I've got so much room, it's crazy that you don't. So the 4th hole's 393 yards. There are 2 bunkers down in the fairway, and using the app, what we've got is that it's saying that driver's good for me. The fairway's quite generous, and if I aim inside of them, my actual dispersion, I won't find too many. There's actually only one, if I pick the right line, that would end up in a bunker, being the further one of the 2. Also, taking into account for the wind, it should be a little bit of a cross and into, so I'm also going to try and shape it a little bit right to left and try and hold against the wind. But knowing that, we can get a good driver away. If I took 4-iron, I'm leaving myself too much yardage into the green. As well, this, if I get a good drive, sets me up with a nice yardage to hit a wedge in. I think we're safely in the fairway. Felt like the wind just hit it a bit, but felt okay. Let's go find it. Well, found the bunker, not ideal, but I did expect the wind to push it a little bit more. Struggling with the wind today, it's gusting so much and just swirling here, there and everywhere. Not getting what I think is one consistent wind shape, but hey ho. Good thing here, I've actually only got 100 yards up to the middle of the green. Here a lot of people are short, there's a big false front, so even knowing that yes, I'm in a bunker but it's a nice sand, I'm actually going to play towards the back right portion of the green because everything tilts back to front. So knowing that obviously that everyone is short, it gives me that info straight away to say, well, probably plays a little longer than you think, so be aware of that. So 100 yards, get my 50 out and just knock it back right and we should be good. And we've done exactly that. I thought that would have had a little bit more spin on it, but it's stayed pretty dead, but we're up on the green. Right, we've got a fair old way back down. And again, looking at stats and using the app and the dashboard to see what's going on, even when you stood up on the green here, you can see, just looking back down onto the fairway, how much below that fairway is than the top of the green here. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people are missing it short. Saying that as well, I'll know now that it's going to be slick going down the hill as well, so probably plays a little quicker than what I am used to here, but just trundle it down, tap it in, move on out. Pretty good for pace, just a little wrong read. Not the end of the world. Par. What is good about this is that I don't feel like I've played great and I've only dropped one shot. Shots into the green could be better. Tee shots have been okay. I think obviously the wind is a huge factor in this, but doesn't feel too bad, and we've only dropped one, so hopefully pick a few up coming in. So hole 5, this is a good one here because it's tempting you in. It's only 329, the wind's sort of down and off the left a little bit, but with where actually my shots plotted with driver are, it's only about 50 yards from the middle of the green to back where the water finishes on this hole. So if I don't quite get it, I'm in the water. My ego has taken over, splashed out, and it causes problems. As where if I actually only hit a wedge, a 4-iron down, it's leaving me a wedge or a 9-iron or something like that, and I've got a bigger point to land down on the fairway. So I don't really need to take a huge risk, and then I can also have a pretty short iron in. So that is where, for me, it helps, because straight away I'm thinking driver here. I'm just going to take my medicine, hit the 4-iron down the left, and then go in with something short. That's the perfect example, like I was just saying there on the tee. If you just pan round here for me, you can see how much fairway comes out and then how much we've actually got to miss it in. So that 4-iron just coming down the slope, normally without the wind I'm pitching probably 20 yards back, the wind's pushed it and it's just run down and I've got away with it. And I think with driver, if you don't quite catch it, I would have been somewhere over near that tree because the wind's going out that way. So just my cutty flight that I generally hit, that is more susceptible, and we've got no room there. So even with a slight misstrike now, I probably could have hit 5-iron there because I'm very close to the edge, but I've actually got away with it because I've allowed the strategy to tell me what actually suits my dispersion better. We've only got 105 from my golf ball to the middle, and I've only got 95 up to the flag. So for a not a great shot, I've now got a good wedge and a good attempt at trying to build a birdie here. Come on, wind. Well, right, nearly up on the green, birdie putt incoming. Right, a large green here. Probably the big stat, and it says as well your up and down stats. At the back of the green, you've got such a higher percentage than the short one. Obviously, you've got a bunker there, you're coming up the slope to a large green, as where on the back you're running down the green and it would only really require a little bump and run. So something like that's a big help as well. Again, when you're hitting the club in, you'd know to maybe take more, because even if you did get over the green, you've actually got an easier chance of making that par instead of trying to hit your best shot coming up short and then struggling. Get going, Matt, that is just a woeful putt. No strategy app's going to tell you to hit it harder, is it? Oh, Matthew. Weak. It's a par though. Again, one that I've not had to put a string of fantastic shots together, somewhat mediocrity, and I walk away with quite an easy par. It's the beauty of it, I think. Right, strategy is saying forward down here because there's water at 315 yards. So with the wind being more off this way, if we go down the left, we won't reach the water. If we had driver out here on this par 5 that's 500 yards, driver's going straight into the water pretty much. So we use this, it pulls us back a little bit, and then we can still actually have a go at the green in two if we get a good one away. So down the left at the bunker and let it come back. Oh, it's pitched in the bunker and just bumbled out of it, which was fortunate. I thought the wind was really going to harm that, so I drew it and it did nothing. It's really foxing me, the wind today. Well, we are safely in play. Thought the wind would have moved it a little bit more, but it is what it is. We can now, let's just have a look what we can do here. I want to lay it short of the tree. 135, I can actually go by the tree then with an 8 iron, potentially. If I get a good one there, 159, 170 plays like 159, leaves me level with this tree in the fairway, and then leaves me a nice little pitch up onto this par 5 green. Oh, that has come out sensationally out of that stuff. Ooh, just a nasty kick right, and we're behind the tree now, but hopefully far enough back to have a little pitch up the green. Well, we've got 79 yards up to the flag. The tree is hampering slightly, the wind is humping down hard, and it's really worth noting here, 76% of players on this golf course at Pooler finish shy of this green. Now, when you look back down the fairway, you can see the elevation change that we've actually come from, so it makes sense that we're still climbing as we're going up. I'm going to hit my lob wedge because this full out is a 90-yard club. 79 yards down the wind. I don't think I need to full blood it, but it's going to give me the height over the tree and it's going to give me that stopping power when it's on the green. Be good. Oh, spot on. Actually ended up hitting that a little bit firmer than I thought, just to actually get it up there. Stats, eh? They do help. Who knows? We might make a birdie, folks. Comment down below as well, are you someone who would actually plan your rounds out or find this useful? It'll be interesting to know how many people do actually look at a course before they go and maybe put a bit of a plan in, or you just turn up, hope for the best, and when it doesn't go to plan, wonder why. That's worked out because we've set up a nice little birdie look here. Left below right, it's a new future. New future. That's all I'm saying, folks. Forget strategy, go Jordan Spieth. Works every time. 90% of the time. Right, our 7th hole here is saying get the driver out and go for it. The only problem is, look at how much the wind affects this one. Originally it was take it past the bunkers as well. Now I can actually probably come in a little bit more with my driver because the wind is going to pump it so much. So it's just inside the right and let it go there. We're back to level par. It's weird because I don't feel like I've played great, but yet I think that's half the battle with golf sometimes, just managing your golf ball around the course. Just inside the bunker. Wow, fairway and well short. The other day we played no wind. I was 45 yards over the bunker. Just shows how conditions matter, folks. Conditions matter. The other day I was in the hump over there when I played. If you've not seen the In the Red, if that's out yet, go check it out. And I hit a 50-degree wedge. I've now got a hybrid out because it's 215 into the wind, but one of the good stats is here, 16% up and down success rate from the front of the green, 100% from the back of the green. Now that suggests to me that it's going to be quite an upslope, so I was torn between a 4-iron and this, so knowing that the long option is the better one, I'll just hit a little one of these under the wind. Say a little one, it'll be everything I've got, and then hopefully we're either on the green or a bit long. Come on, wind, hit it now, hit it, hit it, hit it. I want to say it's sort of past the front of the green. Thought it was going to do this, but it just did this. I have to have a look at what the stats are for missing the green right. Hopefully it's not the 16 and a bit more towards the 100 end. So good news, second highest up and down percentage, 33. 100 from back, 31 over the other end, 16 from down here. So get the lobber out, throw him up to the flag, tap in, get that up on the old percentile, and we're good. Go, 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 go. I just wanted to land that about 2 yards further and it would have caught the slope. It was just a little upslope it killed itself on, but it's all right. I'm going to knock it in. Going to knock it in. It's a warm wind at least. You've got to be kidding me. Is someone putting cellophane all over these holes? Every single one over the lip when they're missing. Frustrating! Well, bogey, 1 over par. 2 holes to go, par 3 and a par 5. We need a birdie finish. Birdie eagle would be better. Eagle would be even better because par 3 means a hole in 1. Let's see if it can be done. The 8th hole here is 190 yards to the flag today. Now, 0% of people hit the green left or get up and down from being left because there's water there. The play here is, as we see, a lot of the miss is to the right. Because of that water, obviously you're going to lose a shot. But there's mounds also up the right and there's a lot of room up there. So yes, it's a longer hole, but even playing up the right, the ball's got the potential to kick back down, but also you've got room to then actually have a go of your up and down and potentially score a 3 in that manner. So 7 iron for me gets us up with the wind conditions. I'm going to try and just draw it off the right hand side. And then even if I pull it, I'm in a good spot. Let's see what we can do. The wind's taken that one. It's got its kick though. Will it make the green? Just a bit shy, so we're going to rely on an up and down. Go on then, break in, please, please. My strategy, this is the place to miss. There we go. If we do rewind back to in the red, we didn't know about this place earlier. We went feeding fish. So even there's a good place to miss and a bad place to miss. That is what I'm talking about, baby. That is what I'm talking about. Back to level par. Par 5 next. There is water all the way down it though, and it's into a big headwind, so don't hold your breath. With the wind, it's saying it is going nowhere on here. Hole 9 is a par 5 that's 488 yards up the hill. And with driver, normally we're looking at 295. Today we're only going to get 245, which is going to potentially, with this wind, leave me even just short of the water. The water all the way down the right. I'm definitely going to have to play this as a 3-shotter because it's going to be long with that, knowing that. Wow, I did not expect that. I was almost thinking hit iron to avoid the water, but there is a little gap in it here now, so if I hit quickly, I might get away with getting past it. Ah, my wrist just cracked. Oh, we are safe on the land. Have you got it? On the zoom. See the stake on the right? Just down there. Just enough that way. If that would have been normal conditions, that would have been 20 yards into the water at least, but it kind of went and just stopped in the air. Thank gosh. Thank gosh for that. Right, lots of roll out because there's my pitch mark. Luckily it didn't roll, otherwise I would have been with the fishies. 212 yards here. There is a big bunker in front of the green now. Let's see where we are. It's playing 257 yards, this 212 yard shot with the wind. Wow. There is a bunker up there in the front as well, so I reckon I'll leave it short of that and try and pitch over. I think if I hit 4 iron, that'll leave me shy of it. Oh, my wrist. Nuked it into it. Let's drop this in the water. Ah, there's a crocodile. That, folks, is sexy. Well, one shot left to make birdie and actually break par on 9 holes. In the first time in a long time, it feels. I really want this to go in for my sanity. Break, don't do it. No, you little rascal. Ah, I thought that was going to turn then. Well, folks, level par, but hopefully that's given you an insight as to what the My Strategy feature is from ShotScope, and hopefully, just like it has done with me, help you actually play a little bit better golf. Check it out and see if it can do. Guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.